Guys, it's Heinrich or HP Buddha from Jou Pappa. Woo! I'm telling you, this hydrous mechanical, the mod, the thing is, I am so stressed. I am totally stressed about the development. We're currently prototyping. It is currently in the stage of I've got 5 incoming, and they will be sent out internationally and locally for peer review and see if we need to make adjustments in design. And as a designer, I'm from the jewelry trade, and that's my main focus, is not only aesthetics but also manufacturing and usability. That's a high priority for me, and trying to create a luxurious product, because I truly believe that vaping has transcended or it's changed my perspective. It's really changed me and the way that I enjoy a good product. We all know that the 18th, I think it's the 18th or the 19th of September is World Vaping Day, and what I really suggest you as a vaping community is your old starter kits that you've got, or just buy a cheap starter kit. On the 19th, literally go to the first person you see smoking a stinky, hand them your refurbished or brand new small starter kit, and let them actually take it home and try it out. You're going to change somebody's life forever. What I've noticed personally, I went to that same starter kit stage, and you have to, because first of all, it is a investment in your health. And I was a chain smoker, but virtually a packet a day. And I would kid myself by saying, no, it's not a packet a day, and it's like only 10 cigarettes, blah blah blah. No, it was a packet a day, and I was chain smoking. And when I started the e-cigs, I immediately noticed a change. Not only because the product is so much better, the e-liquid range of choices are so much better than just 9, 18, 12 Nick. There's really good choices in juices, and if I didn't start off with the e-cigs, I would not have realized exactly what I was doing with my lungs while smoking. And I think for the first, I'd probably say 2 or 3 weeks, I was chain vaping, like, and making sure I don't have time, and it went on forever. But what happened shortly after that was that phase of chain smoking mentality changed to enjoyable vaping. And I wasn't completely understanding the full gamut of good juices and good devices, and what I did personally to myself while smoking. We stink as a smoker. You absolutely do pong, and you don't realize that until you stop smoking and change to vaping. And this is a brilliant opportunity to give somebody else a small nudge in a direction of better health, and really go out and buy a cheap starter kit. You know that you will immediately soon move on to better devices and better solutions to vaping. But to get somebody into the vaping culture, they might just need that little punch, that little push. Yes, it's cheaper for them to go and buy a packet of cigarettes and immediately saturate their body with nicotine, but to justify the cost of starting up with e-cigs initially, I'm talking about that initial stage, because soon you'll realize how good vaping can be. It's like drinking cheap distilled alcohol compared to a good Merlot or a good cognac, and experiencing a good flavor and a nice profile and body. Sorry, it's quite a simple fact that if I didn't start vaping, I would still be smoking stinkies, and I'll probably have died from a heart attack very soon, and I would have had multiple cancer. It's scary to what extent we go through as smokers, but you don't realize it when you're doing it, because you are driven by this need to fulfill a nicotine rush. And vaping changes that completely. Yes, you're going to get your nicotine fix for a short while, but soon you'll realize that there's so much more pleasure that you can attain from vaping. You'll still have that social aspect of the smoker's corner. You'll still have that effect of a ritual you go through, and there's a lot of habit-forming things from cigarette usage that you can still substitute with vaping, and there's literally no excuse for you to still be smoking a cigarette. So National or International Vaping Day, I think, is a great opportunity for all of us just to go out and give somebody a head start with switching over to vaping. And I'm telling you now, that first stage of needing to fulfill a need or a addiction from cigarettes will last probably 2-3 weeks, and then suddenly you realize, okay, but I don't need to go chain vaping or chain smoking. I can take 3-4 puffs and then I'm happy. And I think that's really cool. I think that understanding that you've got so many different options in flavor and experience a good vape, it's awesome stuff, man. It really is, and that's also why I started off with the Hydrus development, was to try and get a product out that can evolve with you as a user. A simple mechanical device is a dime a dozen, but a mechanical device that can change into a variable device, that can change into a larger variable, sub-ohming device, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to do with it, we can evolve the design for you. And it literally is just adding on different modules and customizing the full product. Because I understand from a consumer of vaping that I have gone through many a device, and I've done the research, and I've done the purchasing, and I've done the whole spiel, and I continuously change ATI designs, and I continuously change vaping devices. But ultimately, I have not gone back to stinkies for almost 6 months now, and that's mainly because I took a plunge and I went for an e-cigarette, and I purchased it at great cost to myself, and not knowing that there's alternatives, that there are cheaper devices. You know, I spend a lot of money in the wrong places, but why not we take this opportunity? This is literally in 6 days time, give somebody a cheap e-cig device, a starter kit, refurbish your old one. I know you're not using it, clean out the tank, whatever, give it to somebody and just walk away. Don't take any credit for it. If you want to take a selfie, do that and post it on the internet and get a movement going, that we are literally killing people daily by using cigarettes. And I know this is bad, because I know that a lot of the tobacco companies are actually now lobbying for, or they're actually now going into e-cig devices, and that is awesome. I think we need to take, as a community, responsibility for our own health, and vaping is probably the quickest and the easiest way for you to move on and become a better person. And once you start with that rabbit hole, I'm telling you, it is so flippin' deep, and you are running down that hallway, and it is just, it's a different subculture, and people don't understand that. if you are a smoker. If you're not a smoker, for goodness sake, don't start smoking or start vaping. This is something that we have to understand as well, is don't go out and start vaping because it looks like a hipster movement, or it looks like an awesome subculture. For Pete's sake, if you weren't thinking of smoking, if you weren't thinking of even starting chewing tobacco, for God's sake, don't start vaping just to look cool. We're all addicted to cigarette usage, and that's the honest God's truth. Any case, I'm telling you, I am stressed to bits about this bloody device. Very excited, extremely excited. I know this is going to be a change in not only for myself but for so many of you. Just go out and give somebody a chance. Maybe they just need to get that little small push to stop smoking and start enjoying what vaping can give them. We're all responsible for each other, and there's a lot of selfish acts that are done every day. Bloody hell, just look at our president. We are driven by greed, a lot of people, and for some reason cigarette usage is a drive. You need to get that fix, you need to get that smoky. You have to go and light up a cigarette and see it burn and take out your frustration. But in actual fact, we're kidding ourselves. Just start vaping, you'll enjoy a much nicer experience, you'll be much more relaxed, and you won't stink like a bloody bush on fire. I'm telling you, when you stop smoking, you start realizing, okay, but I can start smelling. First of all, your sense of smell comes back, and also when you see somebody walking past you with a cigarette in their hand, and you smell them, I apologize formally, I hereby apologize to every single person that I have exposed to that bloody cigarette smoke. And you don't know it when you smoke, that how badly you stink. You really do pong. So, World Vaping Day coming up soon. Refurbish your EVOD device or your starter kit, or go out and buy a cheap starter kit for somebody else and literally just give it to a smoker or analog cigarette user. Give them a head start. For me, it cost 350 Rand for a cheap starter kit, and I bought a little bottle of e-liquid tobacco flavor, and that's going out to somebody. Really, I'm telling you, this is probably the best health insurance you can buy. And you can officially say you don't smoke when you apply for your medical aid. How cool is that, eh? Vaping is not smoking. And soon you'll discover the beauties of excellent e-juices, and I'm telling you, there's so many nice e-juices out there. And you should understand that vaping is a luxury product. First of all, smoking is a luxury item. It's not something that you can live without. You can definitely live without cigarettes. It's as simple as that. It's not like you need to smoke a cigarette to stay alive. That's what I'm trying to say. In actual fact, it will harm you more than anything else. Okay, guys, I'm a bit late for work at the moment, and hopefully I won't get fired for being late. It's just that today has been a late start for me, and traffic has been an absolute horror. I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, second-hand car vendors, you need to start promoting e-cigarettes, because literally this car is not smelling like cigarettes. there we go. There's no smell being deposited in this car. So maybe Ford or GM or Volkswagen or any car manufacturer out there, you need to start developing e-cigarettes and have them, instead of the stupid ashtray plug, you have a small e-cig device. And I'm telling you, your resale value of your car is going to go up because it won't smell like smoke. And that, my friends, I think that is the challenge. Not to start smoking and not to start vaping if you're not a smoker, and get car manufacturers. Car manufacturers need to start investing in e-cigarette devices. I'm telling you, that's where the money is, and that's where we change people's lives. I just click that. That's cool. I'm going to patent that. I'm going to trademark that. You buy a new Chevrolet and you vape away. I don't know. In any case, guys, please go out, get a cheap e-cig to somebody. Literally, everybody is walking around smoking something. That's bad. Vaping is good. Change somebody's life for the better, and just, yeah, it's a different ballpark as soon as you start vaping. And the obsession begins. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Start doing it. Alright, cheers guys, bye-bye.